everybody, Dan with Crappie Now magazine, here for another tip for you. Want to talk a little bit about the how-to on minnow storage, minnow usage inside your boat. We talked earlier in the article about the type of boxes that you will use and the storage on the boat or near the boat, of using one of the boxes from Orca or from Engel or from Frable. But what goes into those boxes to preserve the bait when you're out there is very critical to maintaining those minnows and keeping them alive when you're out there on the water, which is very important when catching fish. 4 items come to mind about preservation of the minnows: oxygen, temperature, pH, and the buildup of ammonia inside the water. If you store the minnows in an existing Livewell system in the boat, make sure you know what type of devices are installed in that boat. For example, in my Ranger boat, I have an oxygenator, and that allows to disperse oxygen into the water. Certain additives are usable and not usable when you're maintaining those minnows and those fish when you put them into those Livewells. If you're using an external box like the ones I just mentioned, there are other products that you can use with those depending on oxygen that you're using in, or a bubbler you're using inside the box. One of the ways, if you're just using oxygen, is to use some products that are out there on the market. For example, U2. There's also called Better Bait that I have here to show you. Also, there's a product called Foam Off. This particular product allows the foam that you can get built up inside your Livewells or in your bait boxes to be dispersed and that ammonia released. So again, you want to be able to have the products like U2 or these to add in. Now, the good and the bad is if you have an oxygenator in your boat and you want to keep fish and bait inside those Livewells, do not use these products because they work against the oxygenator technology. So be sure to use U2, which is built by the same company that builds the oxygenator, in those particular boxes. So if you use these, you're going to run into real problems. But if you don't have an oxygenator and you're just using a bubbler or oxygen itself, live oxygen, then you can use these products in there. And this particular product maintains your fish, allows them to maintain their slime in that water that's in your box, and it helps to control the pH and ammonia in that water. So those are critical things to keep those minnows alive. If your minnows stress in your box, what's going to happen is ammonia is going to build up and the foam builds up. And if you keep this in there or keep U2, that's going to keep those bad chemicals from forming, and it keeps the slime on the fish, which keeps them alive and happy. The Foam Off, if you have a buildup and you stabilize the water, you can use the Foam Off and it will eliminate that foam from the water, and then the fish will start getting some of their slime back on them, and you'll save those minnows when you're keeping them in one of those storage areas. So just remember, the 4 items are keeping oxygen and bubblers to the fish so that they have an adequate oxygen level, keeping the temperature where it's not too high, not too low, but especially high. If it gets too warm, then what's going to happen, those fish are going to start stressing, which creates ammonia, which creates the foam, which creates death. And that also changes the pH of the water. I hope this helps you when you're going to maintain your minnows out on the boat in those storage areas. This is Dan with Crappie Now magazine. Go catch some crappie.